हेलो एंड वेलकम एवरीवन। वेलकम टू दिस आईपीएल प्री शो। आज का बैटल होने वाला है हमारे टेबल के हिसाब से 7th और 8th पोजीशन के बीच में, दैट इज दिल्ली कैपिटल्स एंड केकेआर। यहाँ पे फिलहाल हमारे पास दो बहुत सॉलिड सपोर्टर्स हैं केकेआर के, जॉयदीप और दामिनी, और एक दिल्ली की सपोर्टर रीमा। मैं अपना स्टैंड एंड में बताऊंगी क्योंकि मैं हमेशा फ्लोट करती रहती हूँ। बट वेलकम यू गाइज एंड आज का
Thank you.
मैच, वेल देखते हैं कैसा होगा, बिकॉज दिल्ली वर्सेस केकेआर दोनों ही पिछले अपने मैचेस लूज करके आ रहे हैं। उन दोनों को इस विन की बहुत जरूरत है। इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर देम, दे बोथ नीड अ विन डेस्परेटली। एंड लास्ट टाइम दिल्ली के मैच में उन्होंने, दिल्ली का मैच एक बार केकेआर के साथ हो चुका है, 215 का स्कोर बनाया था दिल्ली ने और केकेआर चेज नहीं कर पाया था। इनफैक्ट दिल्ली के लास्ट गेम में वो 222 भी चेज नहीं कर पाया था, काफी क्लोज आके। और if you remember, we had also seen a controversy in their last game about that no ball where Rishabh Pant lost his cool. So, Joyda, let me start with you from a captaincy point of view, of course, and his batting as well. Your views on Rishabh Pant going into the game today?
Yeah, I don't think he's hit the straps as yet. He's not the Rishabh Pant that we would like to see, that we are used to seeing. But that has also happened for the simple reason that he doesn't have the ammunition that he's had for the last couple of years. If you see the team that he's had in the last couple of years, he's pretty depleted compared to the last 2 years. And he's feeling that. You know, when you have a Shikhar Dhawan in your team and it's gone, when you have a Marcus Stoinis and he's gone, when you had a Rabada and it's gone. So suddenly you start to feel their absence in the ground. And because of the auction the way it was, no right to match card, it's not anybody's fault, and every team is quite topsy turvy. I can't think of any other auction in which things were so topsy turvy except the first one in 2008 when it was the first time teams went. And this time, normally there are two or three changes you go to, but this year you really need to figure out, oh, where is this guy? Oh, where is that guy? You know, people you're used to seeing, like David Warner, used to seeing him in Hyderabad, Rashid Hyderabad, always. You know,
True.
so these are the guys who have gone here and there. And Rishabh is feeling the heat. He's not as strong, and he himself hasn't been in great form, which hasn't helped either. But I still feel Delhi is a strong side. They haven't played to their potential.
Right. Damini, what have you got to say about them? The COVID situation had also hit the camp that was going on throughout the last time he was in isolation. So, what will be their mindset today when they go into the game?
Oh, I believe, Delhi Capitals has had that very mental war to have been fighting for so many days, be it the COVID situation, the multiple COVID cases they have been encountering, then, being devoid, not having their support staff in full attendance to attend to them. And unfortunately for Rishabh Pant, that unfortunate no ball incident that led to some not very good instances happening. So there are multiple uh, things not going good for them, probably that has resulted in them losing that match. But definitely I must say that DC on papers today at least looks the strongest side, provided that the previous match as well they convincingly defeated KKR by 44 runs. And I would just have to say that well, if DC manages to get over those mental breakdowns, then probably they can overcome themselves.
Well, despite whatever the mental mindset may be, we did see that Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, they are going good with the bat. Joyda, your views on their opening order and their partnership today?
Yeah, David Warner holds the key. He's the glue in the team, just like Shikhar Dhawan is for Punjab. You know, he bats through and everybody bats around him. Delhi is a very dangerous side, and they've lost some close games. They haven't hit their straps as yet. One is having the potential and not being able to do it, and one is not having the potential. So that's the difference between I find, because KKR, if you see man to man, Delhi is a better side. They have more firepower. They have more
Right.
oomph in their team. Now, who plays to what percent? That only time will tell. But as if you see it on paper before 7:30, we got to put Delhi ahead just on the bulk of the names that are there, what they can do, their capability as players. If KKR play at 100% and Delhi play at 70%, KKR will win. If Delhi played 100% and KKR played 100%, Delhi will win because they're the
Yeah.
strongest side. So it just goes to show, one is having the side, and the second thing is just which game shows up. What game do they come up? The A game, the B game, the C game, and that is something that's never in your control. That's what makes this game so intriguing and interesting. But having said that, yeah, I feel that David Warner is the key. He was the key in Hyderabad. He is the key here. If he bats through for 13 overs, others around him, they will get a big total because they have the firepower to hurt you, provided there's one guy taking care of one end and saying, I'm going to get a 45 ball 72. You guys do the rest of the job.
Right, right. We've also seen Lalit Yadav and Akshar Patel doing good with the ball. Lower order में bat के साथ अच्छे चल रहे हैं. Damini, your views on Lalit Yadav?
Yeah, Lalit Yadav has been very good with the bat and the ball both. For the ball, he has been extremely economical, and with the bat also, he has been very handy. Doing those short cameos whenever DC looks a bit topsy turvy. Be the top five getting back to the pavilion very quickly. Lalit Yadav has been very good. He's emerging as a very useful all-rounder, bowling all-rounder if he is called so. And for Akshar Patel, yes, Akshar Patel has provided for the test team as well, for Team India as well. So there's nothing new to say about them.
Welcome back, Rima, and welcome, Veda.
Our position is here.
Our position is here. Both entered together.
Look at that smile when you call them opposition.
ये partnership है हमारी.
Look at that smile.
I love
come together.
I love taking on you, Jaidam. Like, it's amazing, this next level feeling. I get sense of satisfaction before I go to sleep.
The two of you even come together. Normally one comes one after another if the network is bad. Here it's like bloop, two together.
That is called planning. That is called planning and execution.
That's the connection. 12 years.
That's the connection. So Rima said, I will break my connection, go out and bring Veda in with me.
Exactly. She's waiting for me.
I think at 3:12
We have to beat KKR today, yeah.
3:12 p.m. 2-in-1. I had 3:12 p.m. 7 o'clock now, 7:10 now. At 3:12 I said 2-in-1. ये तो 2-in-1 आ गया.
डीसी और केकेआर का बैटल तो ग्राउंड पे होगा. पहले ये बैटल खत्म होगा तो आगे बात करेंगे.
वही तो.
नहीं, वो टॉस वेट करेंगे. ये खत्म होगा फिर ही टॉस होगा.
दिल्ली कैपिटल्स ने टॉस जीत लिया है और हम टॉस भी जीते हैं, मैच भी जीतेंगे. केकेआर.
Oh yes, today is Delhi versus Kolkata. So yes, I like this.
Come on, बेटा.
Yeah, मैंने तो कल ही बोल दिया था दिल्ली जीतेगा.
अच्छा, मैं आपके पास
आज जब जॉयदीप सर उसमें थे जस्ट शो से एक मिनट पहले ऐसे बैठे हुए थे वेदा लाइक दिस. सो मुझे पूरा केकेआर की हालत ऐसे दिख रही थी आज.
Why you being very dramatic क्या these days? Where's your hat?
What to do, baby? Hat will come at the end. After the win. It's right here. But जैसा फॉर्म है, हैट पहनने का हिम्मत नहीं मिल रहा है. साइड में रखा हूँ. रात को 11:30 बजे पहनूंगा. और नहीं तो रख दूंगा वापस.
Right, so रीमा एंड वेदा हम बात कर रहे थे दिल्ली के बारे में. उनका माइंडसेट कैसा होगा, ऋषभ पंत का माइंडसेट कैसा होगा. पिछली बार उनकी कंट्रोवर्सी हुई है नो बॉल को लेके, ही लॉस्ट हिज कूल. तो आज जब वो गेम में जाते हैं, प्लस उनकी बैटिंग पे उन्हें थोड़ा सा भी फोकस करना है, तो क्या माइंडसेट लेके जाएंगे गेम में. रीमा, डू यू हैव सम व्यूज?
देखिए, मुझे लगता है पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट से जाना चाहिए क्योंकि अब मिचेल मार्श वापस आ चुके हैं. आज चेतन सकरिया खेल रहे हैं. टीम बैलेंस नजर आ रही है और स्ट्रॉन्गर नजर आ रही है ऑन पेपर. और मतलब ऑन द फील्ड ये थोड़ा सा प्लानिंग के साथ उतरना होगा. पृथ्वी शॉ का वो शो वापस अगर चलेगा, एक अच्छी स्टार्ट मिलेगी, वो एक पॉजिटिव हो सकता है. और साथ में डेविड वार्नर, जिस तरह से शिखर धवन ने वो इनिंग खेली है, केएल राहुल वहां पे खेल रहे हैं, वैसे डेविड वार्नर जो अपना रोल निभाते हैं ना, स्टार्ट ले लें एक बार, 20-30 बनाएंगे तो वो 70-80 का खिलाड़ी है. तो वो उनका रुकना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि उनके आसपास बैटिंग चलेगी. क्योंकि अगर वही होता है पावर प्ले में 1-2 विकेट गिर जाती है ना, तो फिर दिल्ली लड़खड़ाती है, फिर प्रेशर आता है ऋषभ पंत पे. तो फिर कहीं आप मिडिल ऑर्डर पे डिपेंडेंट हो जाते हो. एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पार्टनरशिप ऊपर है, स्पेशली डेविड वार्नर के बैट से अगर रन आते हैं ना, सो वहां पे एडवांटेज दिल्ली को होगा.
जी, और आप कह रहे थे मिचेल मार्श भी आज वापस आ चुके हैं, तो उनके आने से क्या
वापस आए, बट मुझे लगता है कि उनको थोड़ा सा टाइम देना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि पहले फॉर्म में नहीं थे, एकदम आए तब भी नहीं चले, वो स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे, उसके बाद कोविड से जूझ रहे थे, तो वो फिर वापस आए हैं। सो शॉर्ट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस डेफिनेटली होंगे। अब आपका फीट मूवमेंट कितना मिलेगा, आप कितनी जल्दी रीड करेंगे बॉल को, छोटे छोटे पॉइंटर्स हैं जो मिलके बैटिंग बनता है। तो वहां पे मेनली नंबर 3 पे बैटर है, तो आपको इनकी बैटिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। अब कितना फुटवर्क है, कितना क्या माइंडसेट है, कितना वो मिडल करते हैं, बहुत कुछ उस पर डिपेंड करेगा।
Right. Veda, we have been talking about it that wickets are getting slower, and last time Joyda was also mentioning that this is something which will assist spin bowling. So, how good do you think Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel would be on this ground?
Kuldeep Yadav actually has been doing really well after the comeback what he had against West Indies. I think he's looking really good. The Kuldeep what we knew in 2018, 2019. I think that form we can see a glimpse of that, and that is mainly because of confidence. It was not that he was not skilled before. In between, there was no confidence. When there is no confidence, you look like a different player altogether. Now with that extra confidence, the uniqueness he get, not we don't see many bowling Chinamen, so that is a rare skill, and it is special, so it is different. It is we don't face it in the nets every day, so to get used to that mechanism for as a batter is something we need to put in a lot of extra focus to understand what's happening. But in that case, having him in form, actually it looks Delhi bowling unit looks really good because of that. And for the IPL, how Kuldeep and Chahal has been bowling, and at the same time, he'll be a good contention for the World Cup as well.
Right. Joyda, coming back to you, going forward with the rest of the bowling options, how good do you think the conditions will assist Mustafizur? And today I was going to ask you Khalil Ahmed, लेकिन Khalil को निकाल के उन्होंने आज चेतन सकारिया को लिया हुआ है. So how, and Khalil was going good, as we saw. What are your thoughts?
Maybe there's a niggle or somebody sometimes that can happen. There are niggles by people. It's a long tournament. You don't want to rush him into playing every match if he's not 100% fit. But mujhe ye lagta hai, again, we were talking about the wicket yesterday. There was no grass, but it was the belter of a pitch. So no grass doesn't mean it will turn also. No grass can also be a super wicket also. So it will show, and as Rima said, I think, Mitchell Marsh will struggle if the wicket is slow even more. Because as it is, he's out of match practice. Then he was down with COVID. So not much time in the middle. And then if the wicket, the Aussies, they like the ball coming onto the bat, bounce quick. So if that's not there, then he might struggle. And if there is spin, then Narayan and the Varun will be a handful. Because the problem is one is that he's being a mystery. But if the mystery is a little bit deviation, you can still with the full phase sort of manage. But if the full phase is if the ball is beating the ball in spite of the full phase, which means if the turn is pronounced, then they become lethal. And Sunil Narayan back in the day, and Eden Garden's wicket before it was relayed, was unplayable. And I don't think it's going to be that much of a turner. But in cricket, it's an amazing thing what the pitch will fork out. But we've seen a little bit of spin. We haven't seen anything alarming as yet. So I'll be very surprised if I see every ball turning square. I don't think that's going to happen now.
Right. Well, coming to KKR now, KKR of course cannot afford any more losses either. They need to buckle up. And last time हमने उनकी batting order में बहुत सारा confusion, बहुत सारा shuffling, बहुत trials देखे थे. कभी सैम बिलिंग्स ऊपर आ रहे हैं, कभी नारायण ऊपर आ रहे हैं, कभी वो वेंकटेश ऊपर लेकर आते हैं. तो आज उनकी strategy क्या होनी चाहिए? रीमा, would you like to take that? आप smile दे रही हैं.
मैं वही देख रही थी कि आज भी वो अभी राइट कॉम्बिनेशन ढूंढ रहे हैं. ये केकेआर ना मुझे पहले पंजाब किंग्स की याद दिलाते हैं, जो लगातार अपने प्लेइंग 11 चेंज कर रहे थे. प्लेयर्स को बैक करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि एरन फिंच को लेके आए, फॉर्म की वजह से आपने बाहर निकाला था. शायद आप थोड़ा ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करके आ रहे हो, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम वही है. साथ में सुनील नारायण आप ओपनिंग करवा रहे हैं, फिर नीतीश राणा नीचे एक मैच में चले, उसके बाद अभी तक चले नहीं है. तो सारा जो डिपेंडेंसी आ रही है वो श्रेयस अय्यर पे आ रही है. हर बार वो चलेंगे नहीं, वो भी इतने पर्पल पैच में नहीं चल रहे हैं. सो प्रॉब्लम इनकी बैटिंग लाइनअप में अभी भी नजर आ रही है. जरूर रसल अच्छी बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, तो क्या आप रसल को ऊपर जाके बोलेंगे जब हार्दिक की तरह आप जाइए, आप खेलिए, हम अपना गेम प्लान चेंज करते हैं? कुछ अलग करना पड़ेगा. सेम गेम प्लान से उतरेंगे तो शायद सेम रिजल्ट होगा, मैच हारते हुए नजर आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि जब आपके 3-4 बैटर्स फ्लॉप होते हैं ना, प्रॉब्लम वहां शुरू होती है। एक आधा फ्लॉप जाता है बीच में, 2 कर रहे हैं, वो ठीक है, जैसे गुजरात टाइटंस कर रही है, एक नहीं करता, दूसरा करता है, तीसरा करता है, लेकिन वो कहानी यहाँ नहीं है। केकेआर की जो बैटिंग लाइनअप है पूरी स्ट्रगल कर रही है। श्रेयस अय्यर, वेंकटेश अय्यर, सुनील नारायण, नीतीश राणा,
Nitish Rana.
सिर्फ रिंकू सिंह थे जिन्होंने थोड़े से रन्स किए थे, लेकिन उनका पहला मैच था, कैसे आगे चलेंगे उसमें। तो आपके पास सिर्फ एक एंड्रू रसल है जो परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, शायद आप उनको ऊपर भेजिए, उनको बोलिए फिनिशर तभी कर पाएंगे जब गेम बनाएंगे, पहले गेम बनता है फिर गेम खत्म होता है। सो अगर मैं वहां पे कोच या कैप्टन होती तो मैं आज थोड़ा सा गेम प्लान में चेंज लेके आती कि आप हार्दिक पांड्या का रोल अब आप निभाएंगे, क्योंकि आपके पास फॉर्म है, आप गेम चलाइए। फिनिशर का रोल रिंकू सिंह करेंगे या फिर नीतीश राणा करेंगे।
Yeah, I agree with Primanju. And just to add to that, I feel that if you're waiting for Andre Russell to get a 35 ball 70 in every game to win you the game, then your batters are not doing the job.
Exactly. And I agree to that. And Damini, tell me your views on this, because Shreyas Iyer as a captain, उन पे काफी pressure चल रहा है. He is the only one right now probably clicking with the bat, and but उनको support बाकी की team से नहीं मिल पा रहा है. So आज उनका mindset क्या होगा, उनकी strategy क्या होनी चाहिए going into the game?
आई थिंक देखिए 4 लगातार लॉसेस के बाद तो माइंडसेट को स्ट्रांग रखना बहुत ही जरूरी है व्हेन यू आर गोइंग इनटू सच एन इम्पोर्टेंट गेम. इट्स लिटरली अ डू और डाई सिचुएशन फॉर केकेआर. Any team wins today will open the door for the playoffs race. It will be extremely tough. And as for Shreyas Iyer, I would say he has definitely made lots of changes. Aaron Finch comes in, Nitish Rana and Baba Indrajit is making his debut today. So I presume he is keeping in mind the batting lineup, as Jaydeep sir has always pointed out that the topsy-turvy batting of KKR is making them extremely vulnerable to the opposition bowling. Andre Russell is always in the pressure that whenever the top 5 fails, he has to come in, he has to chip in, he has to do a cameo.
True.
And that still doesn't ensure that whether you will win the match or not. It's become extremely pressurizing for him. Today, the KKR batting lineup has to contribute, each and every batter. If one wicket falls down, then the other, it shouldn't be that the whole team gets scared. If one wicket falls down, then the other player should be absolutely sure that yes, I will contribute.
True.
That's the mindset.
वेदा टेल मी, एक प्लेयर जो इन्होंने हमेशा से कंसिस्टेंट रखा हुआ है, जिनको ज्यादा चेंज नहीं कराया है, वो है नीतीश राणा, और जो अब तक बैटिंग से क्लिक नहीं कर पाए हैं. सो टुडे डू वी एक्सपेक्ट दैट फ्रॉम हिम, एंड इफ नॉट देन व्हाट शुड बी डन?
Well, considering Nitish Rana bats at the top of the order, it is very important that he scores a little bit consistently. If you're batting at 6-7, then you can understand that you're not getting enough balls every time, so you can't show scores. Like when you're playing 10 balls, 12 balls, you can't expect the batters to score 30 plus every time. But Nitish Rana, since he's batting top of the order and they've backed him enough, it's not like he's a youngster now. He's been playing consistently for a longer period for KKR, and he's with KKR itself. So the franchisee is pretty much, he understands how things work. But it's time to deliver, I feel. And I like the inclusion of Baba Indrajit because he's done really well in the domestic season for Tamil Nadu. He scored a lot of runs. He's not someone who would go hammer and tongs, but he makes sure that he stays in the game and controls the innings. So probably someone like him addition might give Shreyas Iyer that little bit of leverage, not to think about playing an anchor role. He can play his free game, which is he's more of a stroke maker. So I think that kind of relieves Shreyas Iyer from playing that anchor role, and he can play freely. And once he starts playing freely, we know how dangerous he can be. So that is one changes where I feel like KKR has really thought through it, and they've got it, and they've got someone who's recently done well in the domestic, both Vijay Hazare and Syed Mushtaq, and not to forget Ranji Trophy as well. So I kind of like waiting to see how they would use Baba Indrajit.
Right. Joyda, Varun Chakravarti has been dropped today, but we still have Umesh Yadav and Tim Saudi on their bowling side. So do you think they can do well today?
Yeah, that just goes to show that it's probably not going to turn much. Obviously, if it would turn, if it was very dry and bare, he would definitely play. And he's been out of form. When you're a mystery, it's how long can you hold a mystery for? We had Ajanta Mendes in 2010, could hold on to the mystery for long. That's why Sunil is so special. Because even now, he bowls 423, 419. Yeah, he's not 417.3, 419.4 anymore, but he's still four. Or a bad day for him is 428. A really bad day for him. So that's
Right.
how good he is. But yeah, to your point, I think maybe there's some grass. Maybe you see the fast bowlers have done the job for KKR. KKR's issue have been the batting. And because
Yes.
the batting is not good, it's putting too much of pressure on the bowling. So the bowlers
True.
feel, yaar, 140 pe all out karna padega, where 160, 65 is par. So that's where they're feeling the pressure. It's not that the KKR bowling is not been good, but when one side, one of your skill set is weak and not functioning fully, to puts too much of pressure on the other side, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yes, absolutely. Reema ji, Varun has been dropped. Do you think that is going to make a big difference? You're on mute, Reema ji.
मुझे
Mute.
सॉरी, ओके ओके सॉरी। मुझे लगता नहीं कि ज्यादा फर्क पड़ेगा क्योंकि इतना अच्छा 2-3 मैच उनके गए नहीं है और आज वो एक्स्ट्रा पेस के साथ जा रहे हैं। हर्षित राणा के पास पेस है, उनके पास अच्छी यॉर्कर्स है, उनके पास उनको अगर विकेट हेल्प करे तो अच्छा बाउंस भी मिलता है। सो वो एक इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोस्पेक्ट रहेंगे। लेकिन उमेश यादव मुझे लगता है थोड़ी सी वरी है क्योंकि पहले मैं स्टार्ट देख रही थी, पहले 4 मैचेस में उनके पास 9 विकेट थे, अगले 4 मैचेस में सिर्फ 2 विकेट्स आए। जैसे कि जयदीप हमेशा से कह रहे थे कि स्टार्टिंग में ग्रीन टॉप विकेट था, फ्रेश विकेट था, उसमें बाउंस था, स्विंग था, लेकिन जैसे जैसे स्विंग कम हो रहा है, विकेट हो रही है, टायर्ड हो रही है, वैसे वैसे तो थोड़ा इफेक्टिवनेस उनका कम हो रहा है। सो आपने वरुण चक्रवर्ती को बाहर निकाला, ठीक है, उनके पास फॉर्म थोड़ा उनका हिल रहा है, सुनील नारायण है और आप जैसे 4 पेसेस के साथ जा रहे हैं, जैसे बाकी टीम्स कर रहे हैं, उसी फॉर्मूला से उतर रहे हैं। श्रेयस अय्यर की कैप्टनसी अच्छी हुई है, किस तरह से आज अपने रिसोर्सेस यूज करेंगे, स्पेशली हर्षित राणा को, क्योंकि किसी ने देखा नहीं है लेकिन वो डोमेस्टिक में काफी अच्छा करके आए हैं। सो वो एक प्रोस्पेक्ट हो सकता है जिसको उनका फायदा मिल सकता है। लेकिन जो मेन कंसर्न है ना, वो बैटिंग है, वो चलनी होगी तभी आपकी बॉलिंग काम आएगी।
बैटिंग चलनी होगी, कंफ्यूजन थोड़ा सेटल होना होगा उन, और आई थिंक जिनके साथ वो जाते हैं एक गेम में, उनके साथ थोड़ा स्टिक करके देखना पड़ेगा कुछ मैचेस तक कि वो कैसे चलते हैं। जैसे ही किसी का फॉर्म ड्रॉप होता है वो उन्हें ड्रॉप करते हैं, फिर किसी को ले आते हैं, फिर ऑर्डर में चेंजेस करते हैं, तो इतनी शफलिंग और इतने कंफ्यूजन पे आप रहेंगे, और आधा टूर्नामेंट ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, तो व्हेन आर यू गोइंग टू फाइंड योर राइट कॉम्बिनेशंस? राइट, ऑफ कोर्स फैंस बहुत खुश होंगे क्योंकि वानखेड़े में मैच हो रहा है, लेकिन वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में हमने देखा है लास्ट 4 मैचेस में, इन द लास्ट 11 ओवर्स, रन्स दैट हैव बीन मेड आर 124, 108, 144, 119, तो बेसिकली 11 एंड हाफ रन्स की एवरेज से रन्स आए हैं। सो हम बात कर रहे थे दैट विकेट स्लो हो रही है ना, व्हाट डज दिस इंडिकेट अबाउट द विकेट, वेदा?
When you're playing so many games on the same ground, though there are different strips, because the fielders are
Yeah.
fielding on it, there will be footmarks, all of those things. It is very difficult for any of them to maintain the strips in how it has been from day one. So that is the reason there was a lot of grass initially. We saw faster bowlers getting a lot of movement, and off the pitch there was ball skidding and stuff like that. But as and when the tournament goes through, we know for the fact that it is going to get slowed down because we've been using it regularly. So I am not surprised that this has happened at this stage, because we saw it in Dubai also last time, where Sharjah was a run feast, and by the end of it, teams were struggling to get going. And that is going to be a test of a skill. More spinners will come into play going ahead of the tournament. The faster bowlers will be even more difficult to play because you're expecting it to come quickly, but it's not coming onto the bat nicely. So now it is more of the skill. It is not just mad hitting. How you are technically strong when you're batting, and plus at the same time how you want to get the game going. So a lot of players like Kane Williamson or Shreyas Iyer, who kind of tends to take time and get going later on. Maybe even Virat Kohli to that matter, can come into play when the tournament goes and wicket starts getting slower.
Right. ऑलराइट, केकेआर पहले बैटिंग पे है, हमें देखना है आज वो कैसा करती है। जोयदा, प्योरली बाय लॉजिक, गोइंग बाय व्हिच टीम इज स्ट्रॉन्गर ऑन पेपर, हु डू यू थिंक इज गोइंग टू फेयर बेटर टुडे?
I think Delhi is stronger on paper, and Delhi is playing better cricket. So it's just not stronger on paper. What matters is how you're playing with the resources that you have. Yes, they are not the team that they were last 2 years. They're feeling that. Rishabh Pant as a skipper is feeling that with no Shikhar, no Rabada, He's feeling that. There's no Shreya Iyer. Rishabh Pant is feeling that, and there's no doubt about it. But it is what it is, and no team is as strong as the last 2 years. Everybody's been depleted. We know Mumbai, we know Chennai, every team. So it's a level playing field for everybody, and I just feel that Delhi is the stronger team, and they are playing better than KKR. There's no doubt about it.
रीमा जी,
दिल्ली स्ट्रांग है, ऑन पेपर भी है, ऑन द फील्ड भी है, और आज मुझे लग रहा है थोड़ी बेटर टीम उतर के आई है. चेतन सकारिया बहुत अच्छा एक बॉलर है, मैंने उनको डोमेस्टिक में भी काफी देखा है. सो अगर आप नए कॉम्बिनेशन से जरूर उतरे हैं, लेकिन खलील, मैं भी पढ़ रही थी कि शायद उनको हैमस्ट्रिंग इंजरी हुई है, इस वजह से उनको रिप्लेस किया गया है. सो वो भी एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है. एज अ टीम क्लिक करना होगा, मेरा हमेशा से मानना है वही टीम जीतती है जो एज अ टीम क्लिक करती है, चाहे वो बैटिंग हो चाहे वो बॉलिंग हो. और डेफिनेटली मैं जयदीप से एग्री करती हूँ कि हम बेटर खेल रहे हैं केकेआर से इस टाइम, क्योंकि केकेआर का बैटिंग टोटली कोलैप्स हो रहा है एक तरह से. सो जहां पे ऐसा होता है वहां पे एडवांटेज मिलती है ओपोनेंट को, वो एडवांटेज आज दिल्ली उठा सकती है. हालांकि वो पहली वाली बैटिंग लाइनअप नहीं है, लेकिन उनके पास अक्षर पटेल है, उनके पास कुलदीप यादव है, जिनके पास फॉर्म है. सो कहीं ना कहीं पलड़ा भारी आज डेफिनेटली दिल्ली का होने वाला है.
एंड आई थिंक एज अ टीम दे आर मोर सॉर्टेड. वो भी नहीं जीते हैं, लेकिन वो लोग थोड़े ज्यादा सॉर्टेड हैं और कम कंफ्यूजन में है एज कम्पेयर टू केकेआर. सो दामिनी, would you go with Delhi also, or you're sticking with your favorite KKR?
No, definitely, as everybody is saying, that DC does look the stronger side on papers, but I don't know. I'm getting this feeling that maybe Kolkata might be able to break their losing streak today, because so many changes they have made. Of course, after KKR is known for making multiple changes, we still don't know what the opening partnership will be, who will come at number 3, number 4, but yes, DC looks the stronger side, but I'm going for KKR.
Veda?
I don't care who looks stronger on paper, who
I am with
plays.
Delhi. Doesn't
Yes,
matter.
I am with Delhi. That's it. Today is the game where I don't even have to think twice.
Rather, I am against
Otherwise,
KKR.
I have to fight with Joy to pick a team. Now there's nothing to think. I am not going to take Joy's side at any cost. So it's Delhi for me.
It's any other team versus KKR for you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. The game is about to begin in 3 minutes. I will catch you all tonight post match. Enjoy the game. Take care.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.